Many police officers believe they are above the law and can act as they please. Today, we're discussing cases involving such officers who have encountered individuals well versed in defending their rights. These officers, driven by a desire for greater authority, have displayed misconduct that warrants dismissal. Let's go to the video. Imagine hanging out in a park, surrounded by people all enjoying a lovely day, chatting and snapping photos. Then, out of the blue, cops show up, bombarding you with questions for no real reason other than to flex their authority. It sounds far-fetched, but that's exactly what went down here. A male and female officer started grilling people in the park, even threatening their right to film freely. They seem to forget that the First Amendment protects everyone's right to record in public spaces. These cops acted as if they were above the law, expecting blind obedience just because they wore badges. When someone decided to film these officers and their actions, watch how they reacted. The male officer literally applied lip balm on his lips and acted as if he was deaf to the man's words. This little act reveals a lot about their attitude. Clearly, they believe they're untouchable.
I'm out here on this cop watch. I'm gonna see if these guys respect my right to record in public. This guy's over here in the park asking a lot of questions from people.
Hey, let's get no video, Rob. Over here.
So don't pull out your camera.
I don't have a phone.
Well, that's what we do. If you don't want any internal affairs from Mark Seckley, we're gonna need you guys to kick rocks and not violate rights. All right, guys. So I'm over here with this officer. We're gonna make sure she respects our rights to record and doesn't treat these guys with any disrespect.
44 tonight, so 44 is the low today.
Oh no, they need to protect us tonight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this female officer was really giving a hard time to another person in the park, but her partner wouldn't even let this guy get in a word with her, quickly trying to draw attention back to himself. The worst part is that these cops act like their badge gives them the power to make up their own rules. They seem to have forgotten they're supposed to be public servants, there to help the community. But nobody needs cops who behave like this. These two should have been fired right away.
Guys, this video is all about activism today. I know I talked a lot, but I'm going to stay with these cops to make sure they don't violate rights. Okay, Florida accountability. Don't worry about it. A lot of these people do know who I am and your partner does. And so does Mark Seckley in Internal Affairs. Okay?
You done? Have a good day.
The saga of these two cops didn't just stop there. They even went as far as to try to hand out tickets to the people in the park, fines that made no sense legally speaking. But this guy, along with the others in the park, started filming their interactions with the officers for their own protection, and at that point, the officers were stuck. What could they do, really? Make things worse for themselves while everyone's recording? So they decided to just beat it. But on his way out, the male officer had the nerve to scold the guy for not being polite to them, as if he's in a position to start dictating how free speech works. It's just like some cops don't know when to call it quits. What else could he have expected after showing up just to bother people trying to enjoy a lovely day in the park? Maybe he expected compliments or respect. That certainly didn't happen. This cop walked away, clearly irritated, his behavior a clear sign of his frustration at being outsmarted and embarrassed in front of others. Just take a look at him kicking pebbles and acting like a kid. Then there was just the female officer left. Seeing her partner leave, she finally told the guy he could go too, which was probably the smartest move she could have made at that moment, even though it was something she should have considered doing a lot sooner.
Hey, guess what? You believe in free speech? You swore oath, right? Well, I think you're a little... I think you're a punk police. I think you're a punk police. You need to get out of here and kick rocks. Oh yeah, look at him kicking rocks. Friggin' dork. You all came in here like Nazis to do something. You're acting like you got ulterior motives to be nice now. Punk police. Always pick up your camera, guys. Always protect journalists' rights. Everybody's a journalist.
Oh, go away.
Go away?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
All right. Bye. Did they call you? EOC meeting now, they said, and we should know within an hour. You got more clothes? Is that all you have? You got a jacket anywhere?
Hey, I'm gonna bring you a jacket and some clothes, dog. You gonna be here in a few hours?
You do have something? No.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here because this lady, she's not gonna violate rights. I'm over here in Central Ybor at the park, and I think I just cop blocked some people from getting stupid tickets that don't even make sense.
Meet the cop who seemed puzzled by a tripod. Yep, you heard that correctly. It's possible he knew what a tripod was, but seeing a woman filming with one in front of a police station, he saw it as a prime opportunity to flex his authority. The woman suggested that if she was doing something so wrong, the police could just arrest her. However, he insisted he didn't want to arrest her, he just wanted her to move her weapon, referring to the tripod away from him. The woman tried to clarify that her tripod wasn't a weapon, but merely a tool to stabilize her camera, but the officer wouldn't budge, sticking to his narrative. This time, he professed confusion over how the woman could use her tripod. It's crazy that this officer felt insecure at the sight of a woman armed with nothing but a tripod and a camera, especially while he stood in front of a police station equipped with an actual weapon. Soon his colleagues gathered round as though he needed backup to deal with just one woman.
Come and arrest me if I'm breaking the law. This is not a weapon, it's a tripod.
Back. Again, I'm giving you lawful orders on how many hours do I have to give you to move back.
If it's so lawful, come and arrest me. Stop lying.
You just don't want to do it. What you're asked to do lawfully do.
Because
Your hand.
you enforce the law and I'm not breaking the law.
Right here, and I have to attend to this.
Attend to it. Stop looking at me and stop talking to me and attend to your business.
Interfering and obstructing with my investigation. Move back. You're going to be subject to arrest now or later by warrant.
Come and get me.
I don't have to arrest you right now. You're going to be arrested later, but you have a weapon in your hand. Move back, please. Another 20 minutes.
This
Yeah.
is a tripod. It is not a weapon for the judge and the jury, Raider. We now have 4 deputies because Cop Watch showed up.
You don't want to listen to orders. You have a weapon in your hand. That's all. And you didn't want to move back.
Is a tripod a weapon, Polanco? Is a tripod a weapon? He's calling this a weapon.
The police officers clearly didn't understand the law as well as they should, despite being the ones tasked with enforcing it. In contrast, this woman was a true law expert. She knew to maintain a safe distance from the police, positioning herself 20 feet away for her safety. Yet it was a police officer who breached this distance by approaching her. Now he was the one who should have stayed at least 6 feet away from her, but he forgot about this rule and still expected her to move farther away. Another officer insisted that the woman needed to move because they had ordered her to do so. They seem to believe that people must blindly follow police orders just because the police hold authority. But just giving an order doesn't make it lawful, especially if it stops a woman from filming. That's an infringement of her rights. If they're not careful, they could lose their qualified immunity or even be fired immediately.
From the criminal, I'm more than 20 feet away from their detainee, but Polanco is close to me. It's Polanco closing the gap. I'm just explaining that. That's a discussion that we had with the lieutenant the other day. He says stay 10 to 20 feet away from the deputies, and I said I do, but it's the deputies who close the gap and come towards me.
It's not subject for you, it's subject for us, where we tell you to be, not where you.
I'm currently... What law is that? What law is that I have to follow every...
When I tell you to move back, you're obstructing me. You know that.
Raider, are you saying that I have to follow your order no matter what, and that's how the law sits? Asking you, what law is that?
Lawful orders are. When I tell you to do something, you need to do it when it's lawful, and I was lawfully giving you orders. If you refuse, you're subject to arrest by warrant.
How is it a lawful order to tell me not to film you? How is that lawful, Raider?
It's not about filming, it's about being back when I tell you to do that. You want to go to Las Colinas? Would you like to go to Las Colinas today? For ignoring my lawful orders to get back when you didn't with a weapon in your hand?
I would.
Okay.
Come and arrest me. See how it goes for you.
Like I said, I can't.
Go ahead.
So, just stay back and do what you're told to do, and then there's no issues.
He wants to arrest me so bad, but he can't. He literally can't.
No, we arrest people by warrant all the time. All the time.
But you can't because I'm not a criminal.
After a minor car accident, the police arrived to check things out. But for one officer, a man filming the incident seemed way more interesting than the actual accident he was there to handle. Seeing that the man knew his rights well and wasn't easily intimidated, the officer realized he couldn't pin anything on him or hassle him over made-up issues. So the officer told him he could keep filming whatever he wanted. Yet the officer's ego was too large to simply let the matter drop there. Things got heated when the officer told the man to move away from his police car, and the man didn't comply. There's no law stating a person must keep away or that an officer can dictate where someone stands in public. This really got under the officer's skin, to the point he even threatened to arrest the man if he didn't leave right away. What's the big deal with filming police cars anyway? They're part of the public domain, aren't they? After all, they're not personal vehicles.
What's up? You tell me. I'm just walking by here shooting a video of you guys, that's all. You know what I do?
You don't remember information?
Of course I remember.
Just making sure.
But this has nothing to do, this is nothing personal.
No.
You do what you do and I do what I do.
Yeah, you can video. Nobody's worried about that. As long as you're not interfering, we're good.
I'm not.
You do what you
I'm
do.
walking right by here.
Yeah, no, you're good.
That's all. Name and badge number?
Hard 13136.
Cool. Thank you for being professional. Appreciate it.
If you're gonna videotape, that's great. Just hang out over here for me, alright?
Hey, listen. Technically, there's no law on that. You know that, right? I'll give you your space. There's no law on that. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just
Okay.
telling you what it is.
Right, but this is an active
But
investigation.
this is far enough. Well, you got your car in front of here. Well, I don't need to go over here. I really don't.
I said over here.
I don't wanna
didn't
give
say
you
by
a-
the great car. I didn't say across the street.
I'm
I said
here.
right
That's just where I'm at.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Look, we're
See, I
arguing
just
for
said
no
this in my last video. You guys always gotta bust a directive. You gotta say something. Why? You're trying to give directive. You're trying to give me a directive right now just because.
I'm asking you nicely to stand over here and you can videotape and that's it. Now you're turning.
You said stand over there.
Stand over. If you're gonna.
It might be stupid about this what we're talking about here, but it's really not to me.
Okay. Sounds good. I guarantee you, our next interaction is gonna be way different than it was yesterday.
Well, you threatening me?
I'm not a threat. I promise. Get away from my car.
I don't have to get away from nothing. I don't listen. I don't have to get away from nothing. Listen, we had a conversation.
The worst part was this officer was a sergeant. Then his police officers came to back him up, leading to an even bigger issue. How are these young cops supposed to turn into decent officers when they're defending their sergeant who clearly messed up? It doesn't bode well for their future as officers. Meanwhile, the sergeant got increasingly agitated with the man filming the police car. Seizing the moment, the man decided to irritate the sergeant further by pointing out that his taxes paid for the car, making it more his than the police's. If you want to annoy the police, this is a great recipe for doing so. The man didn't stop at just filming the police car. He went a step further and started filming its interior. Needless to say, the officers were not pleased. But that only piqued the man's interest in what was inside the car even more. Who knows? Maybe the officers had alcohol or some other illegal items stashed inside. It's not beyond the realm of possibility, considering many of them act as if they're above the law and can do whatever they please. Besides, why would they react so strongly if there was nothing to hide?
This sergeant, man, you're what's to look for? Because I'm recording and I'm talking to your sergeant because he's disrespecting me. I feel he's disrespecting me. You know? What's your name and badge number, man? Nicholas?
Nicholas 17034.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
Targets 20012.
Thank you for being professional, you guys. Get away from this car. This is not even your car, bro. This is my car. Pay your bills. Remember that. I'm a taxpayer. This is my car. This is the people's car. I can be all around this car. I could look up in this car right here. There ain't nothing you guys can do about it. I don't mean to point at you guys, bro, but this guy, and he's your sergeant? He's your sergeant? And he acts like that? Trying to me that the next interaction... Yeah, I'm talking to you, bro. Telling me the next interaction is going to be different? You don't do that. That's your sergeant? Maybe you got some weapons and drugs in the car in here. I don't know. I'm just looking in here just because you told me that. Telling me the next interaction is gonna be different. Let me go see what he's talking about. Now you got spaz going. What's with the smart talk, man? You're a sergeant. You're not supposed to do that, man. Kick rocks, bro. You're a coward. That's what you are. You're just a coward. 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 If you
In order to get out of the situation he caught himself into, the sergeant insisted his irritation wasn't about the man filming the police car, but rather because the man was supposedly preventing him from doing his job properly. However, from what we've all seen, it was the officer who initiated contact with the man, not the other way around, right? It was the officer who interrupted the man's lawfully protected activities. At any point, the officer could have simply refocused on his duties and ignored the man. The sergeant even claimed that he merely asked the man to step back and carry on with what he was doing, but that's exactly what he had no right to demand, because the man had the freedom to stand wherever he wished. I believe any officer who lacks a solid understanding of the law should be fired immediately. What do you think about this?
You're cool, but you have a little too much of a mouth, bro. Why can't you just be silent like these guys? Because they know I have my right. I have the right to do this, but I know he's conducting, and I'm not even bothering them. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I've arrested him personally. What a professional sergeant. And that's your sergeant. And he's threatening me, saying that our next interaction is going to be different from the one from yesterday. Come on, bro. You guys, this is why I do this, bro. I don't mess with you guys, man. But when you come at me like that, then I spaz out.
Talk to me like an adult, like I'm talking to you.
Go ahead, man. I'll give it to you.
You're more than welcome to. Just do it from a distance, okay?
I was walking over there. He has to come up directly to me.
Listen,
come on, man.
You want to record people. You're more than welcome to.
What was that? Rewind that?
I get you want to record people.
Okay.
If you want to record people.
I don't want to record people. I want to record government officials, you guys, keeping you guys accountable, not violating people's rights. Come on.
Just do it at a distance.
Yeah, listen to your sergeant, bro. Get back to work. You guys are dismissed. Come on, kick rocks. Get the hell out of here. This guy's a coward. A coward. Just the way he spoke to me. He's a coward. Just because. I'm not getting away from your car, you coward. I'm very silent, bro, when I video. But once you guys start talking like this guy did, don't let them violate your rights in any way, bro. This is why I do this, for them, not for you. Absolutely, thank you. You should check out my channel. Don't get the example from your sergeant. I'm telling you, I've been doing this. And don't even think about no retaliation because of this moment right here, because it ain't gonna happen. It's gonna make you guys matters worse if you try to retaliate on me later. On anything.
This time, a cop wanted to ticket a man for supposedly making an illegal U-turn in a private parking lot. The man was simply trying to turn around, aiming to visit an Asian restaurant, but upon finding the return path blocked, he opted to turn around in the lot to head to a different eatery. However, the officer mistakenly believed he had the authority to fine the man for his actions in the private parking lot. In reality, officers don't have the power to issue fines on private property unless specifically hired by the property owners for security reasons. The man was well aware of this, but the cop seemed to think his badge gave him carte blanche. Hopefully, this kind of attitude will lead to a swift dismissal.
Sir, I tried to go to a business. I work in the food industry. I'm actually working for Sam's. I was trying to get a tool to use in HMS, our prepared foods division. There's an Asian market right there. I was trying to stop as I was going to this club. It said closed. I did not stop long enough to investigate it. I just took it as closed and figured I would go to another Asian market down the street. I was not trying to subjugate any type of traffic situation.
You might have noticed when the driver brought up his stance on driving across the parking lot, the officer changed his verbiage on the violation.
What I saw, it's all recorded.
Okay, well, I have a dash cam too. So, and I could see where you were. You were actually way over here, so you couldn't have seen what I was doing over here.
The Asian market is on this corner.
Yes, but I came in over here.
Yeah, you came in, and I have a clear view.
Right.
I saw you come in, and you came in and I go, hold on, let me finish.
To justify his actions, the cop claimed he had spoken with the property owners before the man decided to make his turn there. This didn't really add up. Why would a cop need to discuss anything with property workers without a specific reason? Nonetheless, the cop seemed keen on having some sort of justification for his actions. He went ahead and issued the man a ticket for making a turn and driving through a private lot. Interestingly, the cop was on private property also during the whole ordeal. What's the deal with that?
Business owner calling you.
I just talked to the business owner.
No, you didn't. You couldn't have. You came in right here. You didn't talk to any business owner. We have it on camera now. I have it on my dash cam. You have it on your dash cam.
I talked to him beforehand.
No, you didn't. You came in right here.
Before I saw you, I talked to him beforehand.
You were on this road. My dash cam saw you turn into the parking lot, and then you turned around to try and come at me.
Okay.
I mean, we've got 2 dash cams here. Do you really want to do this? So you're going to write me a ticket for driving through a private parking lot.
Yes, sir, I am.
Just hang tight. Because all you guys do is try and make money off of people for bullshit reasons. We have dash camera footage showing what the parking lot looked like. And so you just have to tell me how I was posing a danger to the public.
Cut through a parking lot to make the right turn.
How was that dangerous, though? It was an empty parking lot. If
It's still a violation of the law.
So if it was 2 in the morning and I cut through a parking lot,
still a traffic citation.
how do you figure? You are on private property. You are not allowed to be here doing anything, enforcing the law without the agreement of the...
To the property owner.
What was the name of the property owner?
Eric
then?
Rios.
Okay, can you give me his number?
I have his number.
Okay, I want to call him.
Call him.
I want to call him and see if he spoke with you, Officer Guadarrama.
You can call him. I'll give you his number. Let me get his number.
I have the property owner on the phone right now. He'd like to let you know that he has not spoken to this gentleman at all today to get permission to come onto the property to...